Hello, everyone. We are happy to have you today. And we have our guest, Ivan. He is also a founder. He is building a company which is called OneNotary. Thank you, Ivan. We're happy to have you today. And we hope that you will be transparent, like 100% transparent with us. Because here we're sharing our personal insights, our experience, our fails, challenges, and our success with each other and with our guests and with our followers.
One special thing about Ivan, and I want to say that Ivan is a special guest for me because I worked with Ivan, and he's one of one of the best managers that I worked with. Like
You
no,
didn't
I
have
mean,
enough managers in your life. Thank you for
yes,
good words. We work together in the same company. It's we have a lot of stories from this company. Yeah, it's a life-changing company that changed my life. Definitely, it's Tonic Health.
mine too.
Yeah, so it's a
Mine
great
too.
change. She never worked there, but
But I met great people there. Yeah, I have like 3 friends from Tonic. Yeah. If you are ready, Ivan, we can start from Blitz.
Okay.
So we have a couple of questions to you. You just need to answer really quickly. We just form up our podcast, and then Dima will ask you some questions that we prepared for you. So your wife or unicorn?
Life,
Freedom or money?
freedom,
Smart and lazy employee or hardworking but stupid? Not so intelligent. Sorry.
depends on the
Tough
position.
question.
Depends on the position. Management position, smart and lazy, uh, working position,
Working
stupid, but
hard.
hard work. Yeah.
Your meetings today or our podcast? Meetings that you have today?
100%. I canceled everything just to join this.
Thank you so much that you shared this with us and you answered really quickly. I just wanted to ask you to somehow tell more about this smart and lazy employee and hardworking, but not so intelligent or not so smart. Just like a short comment, and then we will switch to the questions.
Ideal to have hardworking and smart people, and probably this is like C-level positions, but the life is unfair, and some people like have skills to like physical skills, like hard skills in doing something, and you just need to give a process to repeat it and repeat it, and they satisfy just repeated one process like in daily basis, and they satisfy the job this way. But some of type of people, they want more, and they try to like, they hate routine work, and they try to like learn more, automate processes, and such type of people tend to go as a manager. And laziness, it's just not because like lazy people, it's who is doing something that not interested. But if it's interesting, there are no type of people who's lazy. They just don't do what they want. So my vision is that if motivation of the person is just keeping like very predictable process, very routine work, and don't want to achieve some high goals, it's a low paid job, it's low level work. But if you, and on the management position, you need someone who can build processes, and the best manager assess how the team works without the manager. So if the manager can set up everything works without his participation, he is a great manager. So this is like, and I saw a lot of hardworking managers, but they don't delegate enough. And when they leave the company or they go to vacation, everything starts to broken. So, and some kind of laziness is required to be motivated to improve this process and make it automated without your participation. I
Yeah.
hope I answered your question. Maybe it's too.
Yeah,
Wow, it
definitely.
was a lot of wisdom produced by this question. Thank
And
you,
how
Ivan.
you classified yourself?
Lazy but smart.
It's a tricky question.
No, it's I'm not lazy. I like, but I always
But I'm
dreaming.
smart.
I'm always dreaming that I will do nothing, but I never do nothing. Like when I bored, I want to do something, but I always want to do nothing, but it never happens. It's like chasing a dream all the time. But
It's
yeah,
it, it's a good point to start asking questions. Like you say that you want to do nothing, yes? But why do you do all these things that you do? Why did you decide to go on this journey? Why don't you just do nothing, let's say? Yes. Why do you build a company?
it's a super complicated questions, and this is question about like your. It's something in the middle between like rational and theology and philosophy, because and probably I have a feeling that I'm born to build something big in software, some great product. So I don't know where it's coming from. So maybe it's a like born feeling, or it's appeared in my soul during my childhood. But this is something that I was 100% sure that I'm in software and I'm in T, and I want to achieve something big in this space. And yeah, and it's just chasing me like the whole my life.
So you have had this feeling from your childhood?
Yes.
Wow, I
So
didn't know that.
yeah, so maybe it's simple answer, because I'm sure that it's easier when you're born with something than you like
Trying to
created
find your mission.
identify your mission by yourself during your life experience. But for me it was easier, so I felt this from the beginning of my life. And probably I remember what Ukrainian philosopher Skovoroda, he said that everybody has like own like how it's in English,
Destiny,
not destiny. So this is
your
like your native work that inside of your soul, inside of you. So, and probably I tend to this motivation that this is like my path.
but
Like,
was it exactly about software? Like, did
yeah,
you
I love to. It's not the software. It's like IT. It can be hardware, but like the new technology, I always was inspired with this, with computers, with software. So um, I never doubted that I want to do something. Yeah, I had sometimes doubted that software is shitty place to, and I hate
why?
to because it's always intangible good. Like it's always on your screen. So, and sometimes I thought maybe I have to go to somewhere where I have to do something with my hands. I can repair stuff. I can build stuff. So, and it's the curse of the software that you cannot feel it, and you
Yes.
always think about this.
And it's really hard to explain your grandmother or your grandfather what we're really doing. Yeah.
Right.
Because it's simpler when you tell that I'm producing tea, or I'm doing some renovation or something like this, but it's really hard to explain what are you
Yes.
doing when you do this.
And when you say to Granny, for example, I am working on some software and I make, I don't know how much money, yes, they can even ask you, is it legal? I don't know. What are you
Like
doing?
a,
What are you
like a drug dealer.
Yes, like what are you building? What did you say? Code?
Something in
What
the
is code?
clouds.
Is it the name of drug? Yes.
Yeah.
So what let me ask you one more question about this. So you felt you had this feeling that you have some kind of, let's say, destiny, yes, like some path that you should follow. But from the inside, intrinsically, internally, do you feel that is it easy for you? Like you're building a company. It's one of the hardest jobs on the planet. But internally, do you feel it like a game, like a play? I don't know. Or is it for you like challenge, you're struggling, you're fighting? How, how do you perceive it?
So it's always challenging. It's always hard. It's always, but probably like if I cannot see that I can do something else. Like if I start to be a like product manager, I already like over
Yeah.
yes. So I will be bored. So that's why like I'm just moving like by baby steps. So some people just started to be entrepreneur, and this is like I never want to work for somebody. Here, like I was a business analyst, I was product manager, general manager, and only after that I started my own business. So I always felt that this is my, maybe it's super naive, but I always thought that this is my direction, just my path, like, and my career path. So, and I don't mind that I have all of the steps because I learned a lot on that and understand better all of this different levels of the organizations.
Have you ever regretted that maybe you had to start earlier, like at the university, for example, as a lot
Yeah,
of
sure, especially
entrepreneurs?
when you see all of this young 20 years billionaires who just yeah, everybody probably have such thought, but it's very painful to think about how it could be. Like I don't think about that. That's
Yeah.
why.
It just takes energy. It doesn't give you energy, it just takes.
Yeah, just consume it.
It's something that doesn't help you. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay. Thank
I
you,
believe it
Ivan.
should be funny a podcast. It sounds like
No, it's not.
too
It's not
serious
about fun.
podcast.
No, we can throw
It's not
jokes
about
if you
fun.
want, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you asking, Jim, about this?
Why do I ask?
Yeah, it seems that you have some challenges and you're not sure that you have to like proceed with the same energy, or
It's a good question. It's a good question. As you said, like it can take a full episode to discuss this topic, yes,
yeah.
but no, it's not. I don't ask it because I have this like internal challenges, yes, but like I'm curious why people follow this path, because it's not obvious, it's not simple. It's I know many people who decided not to do it, like consciously, like I won't be an entrepreneur, I don't want to do it, and I am on the middle ground. Yes, like I want to try. I try to build. It's not simple. I see it, and yes, but I have also fun. Yes, and you're full time on it, 100% dedicated to one idea, building great company, like an ideal profile of of entrepreneur. Yes, and that's why I ask and I ask everybody who is building company, why do they do that, and it's it's very common. It's very common answer. Those who have success usually answer like you. Like I don't know what I can do else. I don't know. Everything else is boring. I don't know. It's not for me. It's something like that. And
It
some,
simplifies things. So if the biggest problem is to choose between something, like maybe I could go this direction. Yeah,
yes.
if you have, so probably this is my like unfair advantage that I have this specific vision and I don't like try to find something else. In this case, like in super difficult times, you can turn to another direction. But when you have this limitation, you just no, I don't have another choice. You just have to find out the solution.
Yes, yes. I frankly don't perceive it as an advantage, let's say. It's like it's your, I don't know, it's your field, your game, like you can't do it otherwise. But yes, as you said, for me, for example, especially when you have experience and when you have some kind of success in another domain, like for example, I wrote a lot of code and I liked it, and it's very tempting to
Let
return
it
to
go.
it, you know?
Let it go.
Let it go.
It's your past.
Yes, especially in hard moments, you know. I
Yeah.
I know Ksenia maybe also has
Yeah.
these feelings.
Let it go.
But I have a lot of fun building products now. I mean, my problem now when people ask me what I like in building products, I can't say it's code. It's also marketing. It's also talking with people. It's everything, and it's okay.
Right. Right.
Let's talk about you. What do you like in your daily job, and what do you hate in it? What are the some things that come to your mind?
Yeah, like I always enjoy when people using our products and just give a great feedback, and I see that something that were in your head like transform to something tangible and help people and make something work that before didn't exist or didn't work. So probably this is the main thing that inspired me. And recently I had to look at this, worked as a try to help support team in our company, and I started to respond tickets. And so there are so many hate in support tickets because people cannot like use your products. It's different reasons, because they don't have camera or the microphone doesn't work. It doesn't relate it to the platform 100%, and I understand that it's cannot be fixed. Like it's just how it works, and it creates so much anger in me, because like and it's so disappointing to working for a few days in support and reading about your products, like all these complaints, because I know that there are most of the customers satisfied, but there are like few percentage that cannot handle properly, and it creates so much anger and disappointment. And I understood how important not only like how to get this energy from positive feedback about positive usage of your product. So this is the first thing that inspired me. The second is growing. So when your startup growing and number of notarization, in our case, growing, I'm like, this is
Number of what? Sorry.
notarization. So our main
Oh,
metric in our business, how many notarization we performed in a month. So, and a lot, and when you and sometimes I sit and refresh screen every 10 minutes to see how this notarization is going. So probably everybody does this, like Stripe graphs, how it's growing. It's always such a satisfaction. So this is probably two things that gives me energy. What I hate, it's
You hate refreshing that graph every 10 minutes.
I hate when it's not growing.
And you hate negative feedback in this case too. So just two
It's super simple
opposite,
answer.
yeah,
Yeah.
things.
Like in France, I like what smelled like the brother of Phoebe's brother. I hate things that melt, and I hate things that doesn't melt.
I like melting, yeah, and I hate things that doesn't. I can melt. It's true.
Exactly. This is yeah, and everything else like no, it's probably something that the biggest problem when it's not so for a startup it's mandatory to grow. It's designed to grow as fast as possible, and as and if you stop growing, it's you lose a lot of motivation. And in this case, it's very important to have something that you do in space that even if it's not growing, give you inspiration. So truly speaking, like on notarization, it's not the space that I was familiar even before starting the business. And sometimes in difficult periods, I have lack of this motivation, that extra motivation that creates when you in some domain or space where it's like just sexy enough that you don't even like have a growth and you satisfied with job. So probably some advices to the listeners of this podcast is that try to choose something that even when you're not growing and you don't have a success for a few months or even a year, it still inspires you and give you energy to move forward. Because growth and money, it's always volatile, so it can change very significantly time to time. And if you don't want to like be smashed by such jumps and downs, you have to work in some space that inspire you by itself. Like when you hear it, it just okay, I like this space, even like like I don't know.
Even if I don't grow, I solve problems in this space.
Yeah, I
And
think that
Somebody motivated with money. Like I see founders that like I don't care about customers. I see that
need
money's
to earn money.
coming to the business. I can multiply it, and it's very strong motivation as well, but it doesn't tend to you to create some great products. It can be like mediocre products.
But in the same moment, it's so hard to be motivated without money. You know, even when you
No,
plan to go
that's
for a long distance, yeah.
it's an important
So,
metric. It's a super important metric. If you don't earn money, like people not ready to pay for you, then mean you don't create some value to them. So it's important metric, but for me, it's not the most important metric.
it's resource, maybe more like a resource to realize, not realize, but to implement everything that you plan to grow your team. For me, like money in the startup, it's the firstly, it's like possibility to hire really intelligent, really smart people to your business, because I think it's one of the biggest motivation for me right now on my startup, that I meet a lot of really intelligent people, like from big businesses like LinkedIn or any other. And this is one of the motivation that I have right now. So until we have enough money to grow, but we have such an opportunity, and it's really cool for me. I have this energy when I discuss my product with them, you know. It's not like when you present, for example, advertisement strategy for 2023 for the brand, even if you really like this brand, anyway, it's not your strategy, and it's not your like results in the future. But here, when you tell them about your product and about features that you have and something that you plan to implement, it's really inspiring. And for me, like another part of motivation, when I right now receive application from different nonprofit organizations, even today we received one more application, and they come for webinars to hear about our product. We have like different demo sessions, and this is huge for me. You know, they come to hear something about our product, like that we built with Sergey and Alina. So this is maybe inspiration that right now gives me energy, because I had this lack of motivation maybe in the end of December. I feel that I don't have like enough positive feedback from people around me. Like I put a lot of energy to tell people about my product. I use all my skills like that I have for marketing and everything, but it doesn't work. But right now it's like extra boost for me to continue doing this. Maybe it's
Interesting that such type of boost appears so unexpectedly all the time. So you can like be completely smashed, like the whole life is unfair, like, but in one day it can be changed just because you made a lot of stuff before, and one day like stars show like started to
Aligned.
show aligned, yeah, aligned, and everything changed in one day. So yeah, it's important to keep yourself moving, even you see that it's super hard.
You know, I have one insight like that I want to share with you quickly. I just received it. It just appeared this morning in my brain. I'm trying to reach out to a high level managers in different companies like Wayfair, Amazon, LinkedIn, Nextdoor, and other like unicorns. And I was sending one more email today, and I understand that this is really hard to reach out to them, even to somehow make them interested in your question, in your space or in your product. And then I said, I had this insight that maybe I need to just somehow low the, I don't know how to say this in English.
Lower the
Just,
bar.
yeah, low the bar.
Expectations?
Yeah,
Mhm.
low the bar, and maybe to look at the middle level, for example, online stores or even small, to involve somehow small business. But then I decided that definitely you need to try to reach out to this high level, because it's also your motivation. If you receive response here, it will be a great like push for you. Like it will give you a great growth, not just like 3 or 5 new customers or 3, I don't know. So I decided that I will give myself some time to still to somehow trying to get to these people. And what do you guys think about this?
So like my first like big client came through email that I just wrote accidentally to CEO of almost $1 billion company. So nothing is impossible. So like if you feel that this type of customer is able to respond to you, and it was just cold letter, nothing special, and just I was super naive, just writing them, and it worked. So sure, if you feel that it can be interested even for such big guys, do it. I completely agree.
For your understanding,
Yes.
I've just sent email to Jeff Bezos. So
Wait.
I'll keep
Hi,
you
Jeff.
I'll keep you
No,
updated. Yeah.
I think you should do it. Yes, you should. First of all, like to push your limits and to prove yourself that you can do it. Yes, like regardless of the results. And who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe like the Ivan said, stars are aligned today, and he will answer you. I don't know. Actually, it's
He
like
didn't answer, but somebody from his department, like his assistant or like some girl answered to me. Yeah. She told me that she will resend my email to the right department, and if they are like interested, they will answer to me.
They will buy you
wow.
for a few $100 million.
Yeah.
No, I think it's actually wow, it's cool. You even have an answer. It's like I can only imagine how many people send emails to Jeff Bezos. Maybe it's
Maybe
not.
nobody sends it because they understand that
No,
they
no,
think
you
that
know,
Yeah.
they don't
I
he
w-
doesn't
I
respond.
want I want to prove your point because Jeff Bezos shared many emails that people sent to him. For example, of course, that was email that were emails that promoted Amazon in some way. Yes, but I remember it. One email that he shared was from the guy who bought Amazon stocks. I don't know, Amazon shares. Yes, for $10 per one share. Yes, and kept them for 20 years. Like, and the guy after 20 years thanks thanks Jeff Bezos that he grew Amazon, yes, and now he is a millionaire or something like that. Yes, Bezos shared this email, but there is a hint. Maybe I don't know what kind of email you sent, yes, but maybe you can write something like I don't know, somehow connected with Amazon story. I don't know, like, but I believe you can do it.
I promise them that partnership with Shortage will give them a huge opportunity to grow customer base.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have lack of customers.
Yeah. So
But it
we do-
depends, For example, you could, I don't, have you mentioned that you use Amazon for Shortage UA and it helps people like really, like, you can just send an email and say thank you, and that's all, I think.
It will be my
And
next email to him. I will attack him. Like emails.
yeah, one more insight right now. Send more emails.
100%. I have a reply rate from my sequences on customers that third letter is the success rate for a reply is the third one. So that's
It's like
why
a follow-up or
right
new
now
but
I
but
don't
first two
is
but first two letters was without replies at all.
yes.
Like you just
Yes.
send.
Yeah, so at this point, I think that one email, means nothing in our world. It's always about sequences. So you have to send at least 3 emails for every person that you talk, because there are so many letters coming that the first letter is always like, I read it and I just don't have time to respond. The second one proves that you really want to talk about this, and third one is just like, hey guy, like
the last chance.
you need to respond. I'm serious. So it's even create the seriousness of your email, because right now you just don't have capacity to respond to every
Well, I
letter.
would be even a bit scared of it if I see that somebody is pushing me in my inbox. Ksenia, there is an idea. Send 10 emails for Jeff Bezos.
No,
Just multiply for 3.
More than 3, it's already spamming.
Yeah.
And 3 letters is right now is, if you want to achieve something, you have to write at least 3 times. So
yeah, there is a one of the golden rules of cold emailing, to send first email and then just 2 follow-ups. And it's true that people, they read the first email really fast, especially if it's not the person from their close circle. So they just go through the email and just continue to check other emails that they receive, because they have their priorities and they need to answer to something that really need action right now. So this is true. There is a golden rule, like at least 2 follow-ups. It's like, and right now there is a new technique that you need to start from email. And then if you really want to reach out to this person, you need to find this person on social media, and like, for example, LinkedIn, or I think that LinkedIn, because we're talking about professional emails. So, but Twitter, sometimes Twitter works too. And just to like add an intro that I reach out to you through email, and I see that we have a lot of common interests or something like this. So I decided to connect with you here. Please just look through my email. I can duplicate it for you here, like, and everything like this.
Yeah, it's a very good point where you mentioned that I wrote to you in another channel. It's even creates a feeling. So I had such spam letter on my inbox. Like she's saying, like, I wrote you in LinkedIn, but you didn't respond. That's how I'm writing here. I look at LinkedIn, nothing. So you can write. So you can just write the email.
No,
No,
this is stupid. But I know when you use this like 2 different channels, it shows that you like the person really trying to reach out to you personally. So it's not like a spam. So this is why people use this technique. And it's from marketing, from advertisement too, because it's really important to use more than one channel. For example, when you're building awareness, it's really important to reach out from different channels. And then when you, for example, it's really popular for FMCG segment, when you are in a store, and for example, before this you saw Facebook advertisement, you saw TV advertisement, or you heard on the radio, so you think that somebody recommended me this shampoo. But it was just 3 different channels. You know, I have one funny story. I have one funny story. My like, no, not my first, my second investor that I talked with here in Silicon Valley was some guy who has his agency, like hiring agency or something like this. So it's side business. He's an investor and he has this hiring agency. And like, we talked to him, he didn't respond to my 2 follow-ups after this. But then I started to receive comments from him on LinkedIn, like, Kseniia, thanks for sharing, like different posts, my different posts, like the same comment. Thanks for sharing, Kseniia, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. And then I received his direct message on LinkedIn, like, hi Kseniia, how are you doing? How is your business and everything? So I understand that he used the same tool that we use with Alina. Yeah, so but anyway, it's a funny story. Yeah, and I don't know how he tracked this. Like, he's saying that it right now it's like a half of the year pass how we started, and he was like the first investor, and he maybe his tool or his assistant thinks that in a half a year at least they need to hire at least one person to their team, so they are our client. Yeah, so this is,
but you know, it was quite of it was an anti-advertisement of the tool, because you said that you already, like, it looks very spammy, no? Like, thanks for sharing, thanks.
I think that in this
in a few years we won't recognize where is it a spam or is a robot or is a person.
You know, already ChatGPT the OpenAI released a new version. Today you can copy a text, put it in the OpenAI. They have a form, yes, and they will check if it's like AI generated text or not. It was yesterday. It was a new release, so you can test it. So I can, yes, you can integrate now this API in your email, for example, and you can mark them if this
I don't
email
think
was.
it's possible to. Maybe it's possible for big, massive text. If it's big size text, you can understand that it's. But if it's like few phrases, like
No,
person,
it's
it
yes,
can.
I agree with you.
Like,
I mean,
how you
it's
recognize like if
I should
it's a
choose
robot.
some patterns or something like this
Yeah, in a
to
big
understand.
massive text, you're able to find some patterns. So like this,
but the problem is that like we people speak the same way like GPT speak.
exactly.
And yes, we generate some mess. We generate like think about it. We generate some statistical bullshit, statistically covering bullshit. And the only difference between us and GPT is that we have this kind of self or I that kind of observes our thoughts. Yes, I mean that when we talk with each other, you can't say me now some random sentence. Every word that you say is highly correlated with other word. For example, if I say I, now you know that I can say only verb. Yes, like I am, I eat, I go. When I say I go, you know that I can say only a few. Like we speak the same way like GPT generates text. It was my insight a few months ago. Like, and the only difference is like
Number of
we have-
mistakes.
So if the text written without mistakes, it's
Yeah.
ChatGPT. If it
Yeah,
has a
definitely.
you're genius. I want a genius. It's
Yeah, I
very
think
simple. It's very simple detection.
Yeah, because
exactly.
ChatGPT is smarter than we
I
are.
know. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I use it for rephrasing. Yes, like I put some sentence without any grammar structure, and I say like build a text from it.
You're not only one, you know.
And but on the other side, the person who receives my message use summarization. They put my big text in and ask to summarize it. Yes.
What does he want from me?
Yes,
Like the
can you
question to ChatGPT, like a huge email to Jeff Bezos, and Jeff Bezos he's like sitting at home, like putting this email to ChatGPT. I think, what does she want? What does she want?
You generate from one sentence, you generated this big message, and he summarized it to one small sentence. Yes,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny, like, but okay, it will take. Ivan, what do you think?
But at this moment, ChatGPT is super helpful for me. So I
Yes,
really,
for you, yes.
for me, it's super useful.
Do you ready
For
to
me too.
pay for it?
And I think, yeah, sure.
They already launched subscription, like
And
Kseniia, he has a
and
profitable business.
I will get it.
Not us.
but
the
you know,
question-
sometimes even if you really like something, you're not ready to pay for some features. But they already launched like subscription for $20 per month, like GPT Premium.
I'm sure a lot of people will pay for this. It
I also
helps.
don't have problem to pay for it. It's like, but I don't use it so often. Yes, but
I'll use it every day. Like it's, I think
for support tickets that you don't
for
like.
supporting it exactly. So for helping me some, it's very helpful to start some conversation, like to put ideas to like.
Yeah.
It's like yours has a somebody that you want to just to discuss it. So like before you had to like find your colleague just to brainstorm. Here like
Yes.
you just send a few lines and just give me more food for thoughts, and it's super helpful.
Aren't you afraid that you can lose ability to think? I mean, like
No, I didn't feel this. I feel that it it just complement my thoughts, and it never happened that they responded 100% correctly. So I still had to like correct grammarly perfect, but it's to deliver the idea, you still have to give your input. So I don't know if it will be so smart in future. Maybe this is the point where like we just complement. It's a complementary tool for a human brain that just. So I think that people who previously couldn't do job related to some creativity or writing, or like they can. So for example, we started to hire support. We had support engineers in the United States, because they have much better English. They know the knowledge,
Local culture, yes.
Local culture. So, and now we support in the Ukraine, Poland, just because they can use ChatGPT and just reply on the same level of as it reply US citizen, but much lower cost. So it gives
so wow, it's a real case. I mean,
yes.
you.
So in this moment, it's beneficial for my business, and people in the United States, they didn't really wanted to do support job. So that's why we transferred the cost to Ukraine, to Poland, where like people get the ability to work on the United States, and without ChatGPT, it will be much harder for them. Like people who couldn't do something, they will get this ability. The people who did this professionally, they can do more. So for example, it helps me to write emails, and instead of spending hour, I spend 15 minutes. So for some important letters. So it gives me more time to do my job. It means like, yeah, but where it goes right now, from one side it's positive, from another side maybe really we can replace so many people with ChatGPT that it will be lack
I can just put a piece of code into ChatGPT and to ask to find bugs in it and to optimize performance, to generate tests for it. It's like some simple, like pieces of code. It's like, wow. I mean, it's sometimes it generates code that doesn't work. Like I just copy paste it and it doesn't work. I see a lot of problems here, but I think it's a question of it's
a question of
time.
Yeah.
So, but
it's learning.
It's not that I'm a bit afraid. Let's say I'm afraid. Yes, but I mean that. No, I mean that. My question is like, can you eventually generate a fully working software business with AI? Yes, or is it impossible at the level of idea? I mean, is it really possible to create it? To create a software business with the AI, yes, like to generate code, design. We have this kind of mid-journey. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll take an example. So can you launch your new idea landing hunt if it were just GPT will launch this business? I think it's possible, truly.
No, landing hunt, yes, it's very simple. And frankly, one of the ideas that I have now is to use like to gather database of landing page components and to try to generate pages based on this database. Yes, but I'm not sure it's. I need to gather a lot of data to see if there is some pattern, like for example, headlines.
If you can really build like the whole business that's operates by AI, and it's landing hunt sounds like pretty simple idea. I don't know. It sounds interesting. Like even in the media to hear that
it could be a part of
run the business and like.
Yeah, everybody heard about this guy who wrote a book with ChatGPT. So Dima, you could be the first one.
who run the business.
Who launched the software business with ChatGPT? Yeah, I will help you with PR.
No, I don't. ChatGPT can generate everything. I don't need support. I don't need marketers. I don't need coders. Like I only need some, like
somehow to integrate this.
Everything starts with our yes. Everything starts with our question about smart and lazy, and ChatGPT is for smart and lazy. Like you just need to have ability to gather all the to combine all these things and to build something. I'm curious because I don't know. Like I'm not sure that many people may lose their job. I can imagine how one developer can be 10x productive, and you don't need more developers. Like,
but I think that there are a lot of other spaces that are more flexible and can react really fast. And I think this is the first.
I think, yeah, support engineers will be replaced by will be offshore 100%. Nobody support engineers. So
support engineers.
The customer support will be offshore 100%. Nobody will do support in customer support, at least text in United States anymore. So what else? Like,
yes, and even today you can have your your help desk with all your articles, posts about your product. You can train these models. They are open. They have API, yes, and you can ask questions about your help database. Yes, like and even today you can automate it like fully. Yes,
exactly.
Of course there are some problems, like the product doesn't work, this button doesn't work. It's a bit different, yes, but a lot of improvement can be done in this area, yes. And it's interesting. Is your company profitable now?
We know like the goal of the venture company is to grow as fast as possible, and the goal to get to the break even, it's a bad goal for venture company. So we're not on break even, but it's never be a goal to achieve. So,
and despite like in this situation now that companies are, so you basically mean that you have enough funds to survive this environment and to grow company further?
Yeah, it's possible, but
or do you need to raise again money?
In some companies you need to raise to survive, but this is like the environment has like reduce your costs, make operational excellence in your company, start to spend your money wisely. So
but it sounds like become profitable.
No, it's increase your runway. I would say increase runway for 2-3 years to wait when you raise, when the environment be more interesting to invest to you, because right now you just get super small valuation that can ruin your business completely. So
this is maybe one of the main reason of all these layoffs. So they started to filter all the departments and everything just to reduce their operational costs and to have this time to grow, more time to use the funds. Yeah, so this is the reason I think for all of them, for Facebook, Google, and all other businesses.
Right.
Yes, interesting.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Ivan. Thank you.
Thank you guys
that you invested your time in our podcast. It's really
super grateful
valuable.
To you. Thank you.
Yeah. And the last thing, can you just share one advice to all first-time founders who just started? Like in one sentence, what is really important?
And shouldn't be naive. It's like, go to your dream.
shouldn't be naive, or you should be?
I'm asking, is it should be naive or not?
No, to us. Give advice to us, to me and
Yeah.
Kseniia. Yes, to both of us. Like exactly for both of us. What do you think?
Should be something simple.
And working, so we can apply it and grow.
So important to go with the domain. It's maybe not just the most important, but important to be in a domain that inspired you, even without growth or money. So if you do a good job, great product, you still will get a success and you will have money, and you won't like be poor all the time. So it's important to have but I'm not probably the best case to show it, but because we found a niche where people don't like, it's not sexy at all, like notarization. What is this? Like, it's not super sexy, but sometimes on such unsexy things hides money because nobody wants to go there. So find a balance where it's super sexy and inspire you without money, but from another side, it's not so crowded in this space that you have a niche and you have lower competition. So probably this is type of advice in my mind.
Great. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you
so
guys.
much.
Thank you for having me today.
Thank you. Super valuable.
See you.
See you. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye.